Says my 16-year-old daughter feels entitled to my child support I get from her father. How would you handle this? I also think her father is putting things in her head. Either way, the money he sends is for me to care for her, and she doesn't grasp paying my bills, which also benefits her siblings, is part of this. And this is the text that the daughter wrote to her mom. My dad told me how much he pays you in child support, and he showed me. I just don't understand.
I'm sorry, I couldn't even get through the first 30 seconds of the video. It benefits her siblings. Now, off rip, the context I got from this is that this woman had one child with a man, and the other siblings are from other men. This is why I always preach, we got to marry before we carry. And obviously that doesn't, people are going to be like, well, what's the correlation between marrying and carrying and still potentially having multiple different baby fathers? I'm not even going to address that. But that's crazy. The woman, according to what they're saying, is saying that the child's child support, the one daughters that she had with one of the men, his child support helps benefit not only her, but her other siblings. Y'all let that sink in.
Understand how my dad pays $1,900 in child support. When I ask for something, you say no. Also, you use the money my dad sends to take care of me to spend on Aaron and Jess, who I assume are her other siblings. And likely they don't share the same dad. That's just my
That's
opinion.
what I think too. Can't have the same dad.
Sorry, what was it? Okay. When I ask for something, it's always a problem, and you threaten to take my phone away when I do anything you don't like. If it wasn't for me being here and my dad paying you, if it wasn't for me being here, she misses some words, and my dad paying, you couldn't afford to keep the house. I do love you, but I feel like you take advantage of having me here. I'd rather live with my dad, and I just want you to know for it to happen without making a big issue. I don't think it's right. I don't benefit from my dad's child support, yet you spend it.
And this is the problem that we see because most women, respectfully, they never let the child go live with the parent ultimately that the child chooses to or wants to live with. It's all about the money. Not for all, but I say majority. It's about the money. Child support. Child support. Just because you had a baby with Pookie and Ray Ray and you got 3, 4, 5 other kids with 2, 3 other baby daddies that ain't doing nothing, that ain't making enough money, don't mean that you manipulate and use the system or use the one parent that is maybe successful. Because I'm gonna be honest, guys, $1,900 a month is a lot of money for one child for child support. And I read in the comments where somebody said, wow, I don't know how much is the mortgage and bills, cause this is how they wrote it, cause my kids cost a lot more than $1,900 a month. Think about it. The cost for food, sports, utilities, etc. Nobody said $1,900 a month would fund your whole entire life. The child support is supposed to help supplement the two, mom and dad not being in the same household, and is supposed to help the child get through their adolescent years all the way up until adulthood. And when some states you got to pay, if they decide to go to college, you still got to be on the hook until they finish college, which I think that's a whole nother conversation I disagree with, because once you go to college, you are now a fully adult. You're a full grown adult. But she's right on this one. She's a smart child. She's a smart young lady. If I'm her and my dad's giving me $1,900 a month, okay, cool. Make sure I got my phone. I got any extracurricular activities that I might want to do. clothes that I want. That money should fully be going to me, not my mother. Child support.
Well, I don't know. I can't really say there got to be something more to the story. It just sounds like a spoiled child. Because
How's she spoiled?
How is she spoiled? She's spot on. And if she wants to go live with her dad, go live with her dad. If it was vice versa and the children was living with the dad and they say, look, man, we want to go live with moms, and you're at the age of 12, which in most states is the age where a child can actually now testify in a, child modification case. And they say, yo, I want to go live with dad. I want to go live with mom. And they not living in no crack house. And they're fully able to, because you got to think about it. A lot of people want to say, well, if the father can't financially support the kids, how many mothers out here that can't financially support their kids and they still have their kids? I feel like ultimately, once you're out of the infant age, the parent that produces the most resources is where the child should go. They can provide a lot more resources for that child. Everybody want to make the argument, okay, I can hear it now in the comments. Well, what about emotional? There's nothing like nourishing the nourishing love of a mother. Well, my argument to that is you should have never split up with your baby daddy in the first place. You should have never carried before you married. And if you didn't carry before you married, you should have never gotten a divorce. Once you decide to have a child, what you want and what that other partner wants that you have that child with goes out of the door. It's about the child now. That child didn't ask to be there. So that would be my argument. It's already been statistically proven children do better in a two-parent household than living with their single parent. And being the fact that this woman just said she feels like the child is being spoiled because she feels like the money that's rightfully entitled to her and only her is being used and divvied up for her mother's lifestyle and her other siblings, that's not spoiled to me. Your mom should have closed her legs. Sorry. Your mom didn't do what she was supposed to do. That's just the truth. See if there's anything else you got to say, man.
That sounds spoiled to me because I don't think that it is the child's place to get the money directly. There's my 16-year-old daughter.
It's not the child's place to get the money directly. It's just because she is not 18 years of age. That is 100% correct. But these children ain't dumb either. These children ain't dumb. They're not. And if she's smart enough to say that when she asks for something, she's not getting it. And clearly this child have more insight than me, you, the people on this video. That child has insight to what's actually going on inside closed doors. We don't. Maybe the mom does make a lot of money. She makes a lot of money, and yet she's still selfishly taking her child support money and not, being fair with it. Maybe the other baby daddies are doing better than her father that's providing the $1,900 a month. We don't know. We don't fully know what somebody's situation is, but at the end of the day, this is something that we've been dealing with since the beginning of time. This is why I'm a huge advocate of updating the family court laws, in which it was made in a time where women didn't have the resources and access that they do today. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Continue to rock with me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.